Hello and welcome to Inside the Fag Out Studio with your hosts Tom,
Abby
from GAYLETTER.com. Today we have the performance artist, the recording artist, the fashion muse, the legendary Soto.
Oh my god, I love it.
AB Soto. Is it Ab Soto or AB Soto?
It's AB Soto. It's short for Abraham.
Oh,
for Abraham.
Yeah.
Where did that name come from?
I got it in design school. Like high school and design school, everyone would just call me Abe, AB. And
What do you mean you got it? Like
my friends would call me that, and then it just picked up, and before you know it, I was going by AB and introducing myself as AB. So
That's
just
cute.
kind of like.
So where did you grow up, AB?
I grew up in Los Angeles, California, East LA, surrounding neighborhoods. We moved around quite a bit, but for the most part in LA County.
where were your parents from?
My parents are from Mexico, Michoacan, and I'm first generation in the U.S.
So are they both Mexicans, or are you interracial?
No, they're both Mexican, so I'm full-blooded, 100%.
Mexican.
Mexican.
You represent
Latina, Mexicana.
Did you eat a lot of tacos because of that?
Actually, no. I grew up. My mom cooked a lot of Mexican food, but growing up here, we ate a lot of American food. So
You did?
I eat more Mexican food now, I feel like,
Yeah.
than I did growing
You
up.
started to embrace that you know yourself.
So when did you start performing?
Well, after graduating design school, I was kind of really bored with that, and I was a backup dancer for quite some time. So I started performing then, but when that became boring is when I really started performing like my own music and shows, which was probably like 2009.
Mm-hmm. So what was your major in design school?
Fashion design.
Fashion design.
Yeah.
Okay, obviously.
Yeah. Hello.
And so you have a fashion blog, is that what you would call it?
Yeah, I have a Tumblr now, but
Yeah.
Before I was doing performance art, I had a blog called Dirty But Rocks, which was like a visual scrapboard of like all my ideas,
Yeah.
whether it was like cool music that I stumbled upon or clothing pictures or stuff that I was designing. So that's how that started. And then that just kind of became more about following me around like on tour and performance and stuff like that.
When did you realize that you didn't want to do fashion, that you wanted to be a singer, performer?
I think it just came from me feeling really bored behind my desk job. I was designing for, a lot of like amazing companies and labels, but it just didn't feel very challenging. Like it just felt like I was coloring inside the lines, and I wanted to like make my own coloring book, design my own lines, and like color outside of the lines. So I just found myself really bored, and I decided to create my own clothing, and that's how that came about.
So are you fagging out right now?
You could say that. Fagging out is more about like just being comfortable in your own skin and like, letting your true self like shine. So it could be like being butch 1 minute or being a fag. It's just more about like being authentic with who you are.
I remember you hearing another interview done talking about when fagging out to you was like being a little kid and just like dancing in front of the mirror. Like no one was watching.
Yeah. Well, I remember growing up when like stuff was like whenever I would have like a sad moment or felt like an outsider, like I always go into my room, close the door, and I had like huge like double door mirrors. So I would perform like in front of them by myself to like any song. I would do choreography. I would just fag out. Like I would just be myself.
Yeah.
Which throughout the years, like, I kind of lost and then regained it and rediscovered it. And I was like, wait, I need to go back to that true essence of who I really am, because that's who I am and that's what I want to do for the rest of my life. So that's when I decided, wait, like that's what I'm doing. Like I'm performing, I'm making clothes, I'm making music that's real for who I am. I'm fagging out. So that's what I want everyone to fag out.
We should be
Everybody should
fagging out.
fag out.
Yeah,
I want to fag out right now. I'm trying to fag out.
Yeah,
right now.
I'm trying to fag out. Yeah, a little bit more.
Yeah.
So do you think? Cause, this is interesting to me. I feel like a lot of people use the word faggot as a negative thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think, in my opinion, words is the power that you give them. Like it's interesting that you're saying you're fagging out, so you're almost like having fun with it.
It's a celebration.
Yeah, it's kind of like you're laughing at yourself first. So if you don't take the word fag so seriously, if you don't take yourself so seriously, the next person won't have a problem with you, and the next person won't take things so seriously, and they'll be like, oh, he's comfortable in his own skin, like he's no big deal, like cool. Like, so it's almost like that doesn't even become an issue anymore. It's like, yeah, I'm a fag, so what next? Like,
I mean, it's kind of like a cool word when you think about it.
It's a fun
So-
word.
yeah, it's like, yeah, it's just embracing who you are. Like, it's no.
Can we talk about AB's look right now?
Sure.
Yes.
What are you wearing? Is this
Well, all of these accessories in the hat is by Bond Hardware.
Is that a hardware store?
No, it's an accessories brand
That was a
here.
bad joke.
Yeah, no, well, but yeah, it's like it's kind of major, and
it's
my
really
friends,
good.
yeah,
It's
I
like
love
you're
it.
fagging out with it.
Yeah, it's like a butch fagging out realness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the shorts are my own design.
So you made those shorts?
Yes.
Wow. And so, who are your role models? You know, I mean, you talk a lot about being authentic and being real. So, who are the role models that you look to who really represent that?
Well, I noticed that I was always really interested and intrigued by powerful people that came before me that, you know, started some kind of movement or revolution, like Harvey Milk or Andy Warhol, and, you know, just people, RuPaul, people that just decided to wake up one day and say, you know what, no, I'm going to create my own reality and just go out and seek the truth and inspire other people. And, you know, I don't think they aimed to like leave a legacy, but by being so passionate about what they believed in, they left, you know, the place a little bit better for all of us too.
It's like they were fagging out already.
Yeah, they set it up for us, you know, for us to be able to fag out without there being a problem. So I think I want to inspire the new generation of kids growing up, you know, to be comfortable with who they are. And, you know, I mean, I didn't have a problem growing up, like, being gay. But, I mean, it was tough always being an outsider. So I kind of want to set the example and have other people be inspired by that, you know?
What does the term banji mean to you? Like, how do you identify with it?
Well, I mean, I definitely discovered it watching Paris is Burning, and I realized that I was a little banji already, you know, and all of my friends, we identified with that term because we're very street driven and we're urban, and so it, you know, it's just like this street tough kind of rough around the edges kind of vibe. So I was like, oh, like, yes, you know, banji realness, honey. So that also inspired me to write Banji Power.
I love it. That's a great song.
Yeah. I want to be Banji.
I want to be Banji. So I saw a video recently of you in Japan, which I think you just are made for Japan. You fit in perfectly there. How did that come about, and how did you feel about Japan?
Oh my God. Well, I mean, Japan came up, I was contacted by some people in Japan that throw this amazing party, and they flew me out, and I did 2 shows for them, and I was there for a week, which was not enough time, but we turned it in a week. And I actually had some dancers that I used to work with in LA that now live in Japan.
Wow, nice.
So I was able to use them for my show. And then I had a total of 4 dancers. But I was so impressed with the culture, the design, the food. Like, they were just so welcoming, and I had a blast.
So we see that you're a great dancer. I mean, most of your videos have a great choreography, and we've seen you live as well. And we thought, okay, you know, AB rehearse his choreography. He always shows. So are you trained as a dancer, or is it something that you...
Yeah. I mean, I started dancing when I was 21, and I took a little bit of ballet for training, but I never really, it was just so rigid and stiff for me that I never really enjoyed it. But I excelled in hip hop and jazz funk and even jazz. But for me, like I said, I'm a little rough around the edges. So I was just like the grit of like street jazz and hip hop. But yeah, I'm trained as a dancer.
You thought at any point that you were going to have a career as a dancer? Is that why you did that? Or
I didn't know, because growing up, you know, in East LA, like you're just so busy trying to survive that, you know, like a career in the arts is never even like possible. But I just felt so I was just so compelled to, like, every single day I was like, I need to dance today. I don't know why, but I just need to learn how to perform and dance. And then I later discovered that wait, I don't want to be a backup dancer. This is just like the stepping stone that I needed to be at before I could realize like my true dream. So yeah, I was just love to dance. So
just live to dance.
You're a natural dancer.
I mean, I have so much fun dancing. Like it's just like the easiest thing for me. It's just so effortless, and I lose all track of time, and it's so corny, but it's
being on stage, is that your favorite place to be on stage?
It's the easiest. And I was talking to somebody about this yesterday. That it was a little bit tougher for me to be a backup dancer because I had to fit some kind of mold. And I always felt like I was going back into the closet, like as a hip hop dancer working in LA, like for commercials or artists. They always wanted you to like hide and like play butch or, you know, be straight, which for me was like, I felt like I was dying every single time that I was supposed to be feeling alive in one of my like true passions. Right. So that's what really made me want to, you know, do my music and, you know, be authentic. And so it's the easiest thing for me to be front and center because I can just be myself.
Right.
I don't have to hide. I don't have to go back into the closet, or I can just whatever it is that I want to do. And it's the easiest, whether it's like a crowd of 10 people or if it's like a crowd of 1,000. It is the easiest, effortless thing for me to do. Just
what sort of music videos were you a backup dancer for that you felt so like restricted on?
I mean, I did so many. I don't want to say names, but I mean, I auditioned for every recording artist, and you know,
for J-Lo.
Yeah. I mean, J-Lo, Madonna, Britney. I mean, all of them. Did I make it? Did I book them? No, but I did a bunch of stage shows and a lot of Coca-Cola commercials and you know, different things. And a lot of my friends back in LA are dancers, and so. But it was just boring for me. Right. Like, honestly, like, it was just trying to fit some Hollywood mold that nobody can ever really fit. And I wasn't, like, the typical, like, Hollywood mold. But the minute I realized that is when I started living. And that's when, you know, my music and everything else about me, like, started to shine. And so there's something to be said about that. And
because no one can do you but you.
Exactly. And there's so many people in LA that are just, you know, robotically trying to make it happen with this formula that is just so archaic. And so I think we all need to kind of break away from that and just shine as who we really are.
So your nails are painted. Do you always wear nail polish in your nails?
I mean, just recently I like fell in love with like the idea of like having like these colors on my nails. Like they're just like kind of witchy and faggy
and often you have the eyebrows.
Yeah, the blue eyebrows.
Why blue eyebrows?
Well, I like the color blue. It's very masculine, and I did it for the fashions film, and it just kind of stuck. And then everywhere I went, thank you. Everywhere I went, everyone was like, "Where's your brows? Where's your brows?" And so I just kept doing the brows, doing the brows. I thought about changing the colors, and I have the paints to like actually do like pink or yellow, but the blue is just more of like you know, it's just there and it looks good and people remember me by it.
So AB Soto, thank you so much for joining us at inside the Fag Out Studios. It was a pleasure having you today. We had a wonderful conversation with you and we really appreciate you taking the time out to talk with us.
Likewise, thank you for having me.
Yeah, we wish you the best in the future, and we hope you continue to fag out.
Yeah, yes,
and don't fuck it up.
I promise.
Thank you.
Thank you.